Hey everybody, welcome to part two of this episode of Wrestling with Brent. Very sorry for this mix-up and the splitting up of the video. I had to split it up into parts because my computer was acting up and cut off during recording of the video. I'm still new to all this YouTube stuff, so I don't know how to edit stuff and put together videos and all that. So I didn't want to do the whole thing over again. So I had to split it up in parts. But I remember where I left off. As we were saying before I got rudely interrupted. I was saying that talking about the next match on Ring of Honor was Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor and Soldier Savagery, Moses and Khan versus Jay Lethal, the Foundation, Jay Lethal, Gresham, and Tracy Williams. Um, was a good match, 11 minutes, 56 seconds. It was very back and forth, in your face, hard hitting. Both teams looked solid and strong. It was really a good match. I liked it. Um, Shane Taylor got the win with his move, Welcome to the Land. His finishing move, it's basically like Bam Bam Bigelow's old move, Greatest Raspberry Park. It's cool, like power driver-ish, power bomber-ish, shoulder slam kind of move. Just very cool move. Uh, it's got a lot of force and energy behind it. He really slams people home with it. Shane Taylor does. That's how they won. They won by Shane Taylor hitting his finisher. Um, Welcome to the Land. So it was a good, hard-hitting, physical match. Very back and forth. Very hard to explain and call without actually seeing it. Just a very good, fun match. I really liked the match. It was good. Both of these matches in this show were solid. The video packages were solid. Just another really good episode of Ring of Honor. I really enjoyed it. Um, I give this a 6.5 out of 10. Very good, solid show. I really liked it. So another really good Ring of Honor show. They killed it again. Great show. Uh, Now on to AEW. Um, this AEW show I thought was good. Uh, Pretty good. I liked it. It was a lot better than last week's. Um, so I liked the show a lot. It was good. Next week is going to be a really big show for AEW. It's a Beach Break episode. You know, we'll have the themes. Usually the theme shows are really good. It's almost kind of like a pay-per-view event, really, for free on TV. So I'm really excited about it. Um, all right, so the first match we had Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. As Lance Archer was coming out, um, he basically gets to it with Jake Roberts, tells Jake to stay in the back. I thought that was interesting. Um, Kingston attacks Lance Archer before the bell. Archer overpowered him. Archer really looked dominant in this match for the most part. He had a really cool choke slam on Eddie Kingston. And he choked slammed him basically out of the ring and threw him over the ropes back first. Uh, Landed Eddie Kingston's back on the side of the ring mat, which I thought was really cool. It's really brutal. And uh, Archer looked really good. He was really on fire. Um, I, I think this was the best Lance Archer's match he's had in AEW. Thought Lance Archer looked really good, really strong. I'd heard Lance Archer had COVID recently, or it's been said that Lance Archer had COVID recently. So maybe that's why people said he hadn't been the same since he was been in AEW. Same as he used to be before AEW. Maybe COVID was the reason why. Maybe he's finally starting to get his legs and all back under him. Maybe starting to get his mojo back that he used to have before AEW. So that's a good thing. He really looked good in this match. Eddie Kingston looked good. I thought he took a beating well, sells well. Um, Lance Archer was, on it. Just killing it pretty much most of the match. Uh, Butcher and Blade come out and interfere. They come out with Jake Roberts, basically hold him and had that beat him up. Kingston got a knuckle duster from Allie, the bunny at ringside, and Kingston hit Archer with it. It was like basically like a loaded brass nuts, pretty much, and he hit Lance Archer with it and got the free count. So Eddie Kingston won with help from Butcher and Blade and the bunny. Uh, all 3 men after After the bell attack Lance Archer, Butcher and Blade hold Archer while Kingston hits his back fist again with the knucks again. It's basically the same way he pinned him. He did it again after the back, just for good measure, I guess. I wanted to kick the man, hit the man while he was down. Uh, Next, we get a promo from John Moxley. It was good. He's basically just talked about the Young Bucks and Omega. Talked about how they were all working together. Said there's always drama with there's always drama with all the elite people, and there's like Young and the Restless. Moxley cut a good promo. It was good. I liked it. Basically, and pretty much saying that he's looking forward to Beach Break. Uh, all right, so good promo by Moxley. Get a commercial break. Uh, then we get a video package from Sting and Darby Allin. They're standing in this abandoned warehouse. Um, Sting talks, says Team Taz throws out false accusations, says they call us hoodlums. Darby is a hoodlum. Darby said it's all about survival. Says he's no different from Sting. They both smashed the windows behind them. Sting smashes them with his baseball bat. Darby smashes them with a skateboard and kind of throws the skateboard through the window. Um, Sting admitted he'd heard them too. Says AEW Revolution will be Showtime. This was an odd, weird little segment, but I liked it. Somehow together, them two just work. They're just so very charismatic and just have such a presence about them when they're on screen. Whatever they're doing, you can't take your eyes off them. They're just very interesting characters, interesting people. As far as character, look, acting, charisma, facials, everything. They just demand your attention at all times whenever they're on screen, whatever they're doing, whether they're wrestling or not wrestling. Uh, they just command your attention all the time. They're just one of those people like when they walk in a room or you see them somewhere, like you can't take your eyes off them, like you're drawn to them. You know, they command your attention. Um, they can keep your attention. So I liked it. It was a weird promo, but good promo. I liked it. Um, all right. So next we have MJF making his entrance with the Inner Circle. The crowd as usual sings Judas. The Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison is already in the ring. Uh, MJF says him and Sammy need to talk after the match. Says he embarrassed Griff Garrison the last time they were in the ring. They make Garrison kiss the ring or something there to make Garrison say something about something, I forget what it was about, uh, something about Ivy League or something. But I like it was alluding to MJF and Griff Garrison's last run in or whatever. So I like that they attached that to this match. They updated that little story, put that little thing in. Uh, all right, so for the match, we had Chris Jericho and MJF versus the Varsity Blondes. This was a good match. I liked it. Um, I thought the Varsity Blondes looked good. They seem to impress me the more and more I see them on Dark and Dynamite. They're just getting better and better all the time. I like Griff Garrison. I even saw a clip of him recently when he was in Ring of Honor. I didn't know that. He was good then in that clip I saw. One of his old matches I've seen. Um, Also, I thought Brian Pillman Jr. looked good as well. I'm a big fan of his. I like him when I've seen him a lot in MLW and stuff like that. He wants to sign full time in AEW, and they want him. He just hasn't been able to get out his MLW contract yet. But I feel like whenever he gets out of that, he's going to eventually, whenever it runs out or whatever, he's eventually going to be in AEW full time. So we'll have to see with that. Um, but I thought this was a good match. Jericho looked much better in this match than he did last week. Um, Basically, it ended with Jericho eventually got the juice effect in, and he got it really good. He made it look really good. I think that's the lame finish, but he does it really well and makes it look good. Um, Makes it look like he hits it with a lot of force, and it really connects. And it just looks good on camera when he does it. It looks good on TV and everything. Comes across well. Um, So Jericho eventually he got the Judas effect, and he also eventually Jericho won the match by hitting the lion salt, like I was saying earlier. in review, and he hit the line saw it, and he kind of looked at the crowd like, what now? All the haters and the crowd and camera, the cornet and all them. So Jericho got the food with the line salt. Um, Jericho and MJF won. Uh, they in a circle celebrate after the match, then they argue. Um, Pac has a video package, does a promo, says Kenny is taking liberties, said he acts like he owns the whole wrestling business, says they're like a pack of animals. He said since Kenny Omega brought the Good Brothers, that he's going to bring the Lucha Bros, and next week they'll face the consequences of their actions. So it was a good promo by Pac. Good match by Jericho and MJF. Good promo by Pac. Commercial break. Back from that, we get like a little promo video package from Shaq. Uh, Shaq called out Cody Rhodes. He did a good job on his promo. Had a little bit more of a serious tone than the last time he was on AEW. Did that promo with Brandy Rhodes, and but I liked it. Brandy Rhodes, Tony Schiavone, but I liked that one too. Even though it was a little weird, but I thought it was funny. I liked this one a lot better. I thought it was good. He put on a more serious side. I just liked what he said. Shaq basically called out Cody Rhodes, said named the time and date, called him a little girl with his blonde hair. Uh, he said, let's do the match in March at the next pay-per-view at the Revolution. Said that's going to be awesome. I believe it's the Revolution pay-per-view. So I can't wait for that pay-per-view. Um, Tony Tony Schiavone then comes out and basically introduces Cody Rhodes. They recap last week's waiting room segment, Britt Baker, from 2 weeks ago. Tony asked Cody to respond. Uh, Cody pretty much just basically in words, uh, basically, just pretty much just set the groundwork. Basically accepted the match, and Red Velvet came out. So basically, they're setting it up. This basically set up, was just basically to set the match. Cody and Red Velvet versus Shaq and Jade Cargill at the next pay per view. So that's all this was, but it was a good segment, and I liked it. I liked Shaq's segment. I liked seeing Cody. He always speaks well. I thought Red Velvet looked beautiful and acted tough. Tony Schiavone sold it well. I liked it. It was good. Um, all right. So after that, we get video package of Kip and Penelope. Uh, they're excited to get married. I liked the video package. They invited everybody to the Beach Bank wedding. Miro picks on, as he calls him, Chuck Taylor again. They're just saying, the big wedding's going to happen next week on Dynamite, the beach break. Um, so, like I said, I have a feeling something's going to happen during this wedding. Either maybe Chuck is going to break away from Miro and his buckship. And basically, I think Trent's going to come back and they're going to beat the crap out of Miro and Kip. Um, or I think Miro and Kip's going to turn on each other, one or the other. But I believe it's going to basically be Trent's going to return from injury magically, and Chuck Taylor's going to get away from Miro, and best friends are going to get the revenge on Penelope and on Kip and Miro and Penelope, I should say as well. Um, I think the best friends are going to get the revenge next week, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Uh, all right, so next we have match Hangman Page versus Ryan Nemeth. Um, thought this was a good match. It was basically a tune-up squash match for Hangman Page, but lasted a little bit longer than you want a squash match to last, but I thought it looked good. This last name really caught my attention because I knew the name. I thought he looked familiar, and he even had the same mannerisms and looked a little bit like looked a lot like his brother, and had like almost the same character as his brother, with the hip shaking, had shirt off, nice built, muscly, nice looking guy with blonde hair, ripped in shape. Reminded me a lot of Dolph Ziggler. I looked it up after the match, and I was right. I thought it was him when I heard the last name. Turns out this was the younger brother of Dolph Ziggler. So there you have it, Ryan Nemeth. And I thought he looked good. He even did a couple of Dolph Ziggler's moves. I liked how he did the Dolph Ziggler step up into the DDT. where he jumps on the guy and DDTs him, jumps to a DDT and plants him in the mat. I thought that looked good when he done that. Um, Namath also wore the same attire, had the same blonde hair as his brother Dolph. So it was a good match. During the match, Matt Hardy enters the scout, basically scout Adam Page. Um, Page eventually hit the buckshot lariat on Namath to get the win. Um, After the match, Matt Hardy cheered on Page. Then he kind of walked up and tried to walk out the ring. Uh, Basically, Tony Schiavone, after the match, Tony Schiavone entered the ring and asked Matt, and Page calls Matt Hardy back into the ring, and Tony asks him what's going on. Matt tells Adam Page he's just there to support Page. Adam Page acts lost and conflicted. Matt says Adam Page is a good person, deserves to be happy. Matt says Page is welcome to his dress in Matt's own huge dressing room as opposed to dressing in the hall. So Matt Hardy's been trying to form this stable here recently, him being like a heel manager. He's turned private party heel and had them on Impact, been on Impact with him. Um, and I think he's trying to recruit people in his stable. So I think eventually Adam Page is going to maybe join Matt Hardy and private party his little faction, Matt Hardy's faction. We'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, but I liked the match. It was good for what it was. A tune-up match, a little um, it was a fine match. It wasn't nothing horrible, wasn't nothing great. I thought Dolph Ziggler looked pretty good, I've never seen him before, and I thought he looked pretty good against Adam Page. I thought he made Adam Page look good, and that's what he's supposed to do. He's a jobber. I thought this match served its purpose. Was to make Heyman look strong and look good, and basically giving him an easy victory, easy win. So I liked it. Um, so you have it. Hangman Page won. Uh, so after all that, get a commercial break. Uh, Next, they do all the FTR recap stuff. We have the match between singles match leading to the match Dax Harwood versus Jungle Boy. For the rules, um, they basically had everybody else tied up and chained to Luchasaurus, and they set Luchasaurus down in the corner at ringside, so nobody could interfere. They had Paulie Blanchard handcuffed to Luchasaurus, and they had Cash Wheeler handcuffed to Luchasaurus. I thought that was cool. So they didn't want any interference. It was a good competitive match. I thought it was longer than it should have been, but I liked it. Dax Harwood looked good in singles action. Jungle Boy looked good as well. Jungle Boy got in a roll later on in the match. Um, Basically, towards the tail end, this match got really good. They got into a lot of really back and forth counter roll ups. Um, Series of pinfall from both men. The crowd really got into it, was chanting. Um, the Jungle Boy basically locked in a snare trap, and he tapped out Dax Harwood, so that was cool. Uh, After the match, Tully threw powder in Luchasaurus' face. Cash Wheeler attacked Jungle Boy. They triple teamed Jungle Boy. I thought it was interesting on the triple team. They did like this spike power drive, and Tully Blanchard actually got in the ring and jumped off with the turnbuckle and helped with the assist with the spike power drive. I thought that was amazing. Shot me to still get up in the air like that and move like that. The PLOs he is, Tully Blanchard, and he did a really good job. It looked really well. I was just really impressed. I was shocked. Just like, wow, I can't believe he done that. Yeah. Luchasaurus tried to get in as well. They actually ended up also handcuffed. Not only did they attack Jungle Boy with the power drive, but they also handcuffed Luchasaurus to the rope and cut his horns off of his mask. So I thought that was cool. Marco Stunt came up with a chair in SCU and Top Light. Also came out and basically just ran FTR off and pulled a bunch of it off. So I liked the match. I liked the whole thing after the match, the whole brawl and everything. I liked it. The attacks on Jungle Jurassic Express, FTR and Tully, I liked it. So it was a good match and good segment afterwards. I liked it. Um, all right, get a commercial break. After that, get a video package. Basically, Team Taz is outside the arena, and they're at like a merchandise stand, like a merchandise truck. Um, and Taz's response to Sting and Darby Allin says, Ricky and Brian are ready to destroy Sting and Darby. So all of them, Team Taz, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Taz's son Hook, Taz, all show up. Brian Cage all show up outside the arena to this merchandise stand, basically bully and intimidate these, I guess, workers that work there. They beat the crap out of them. Team Tab does. Hook throws one of them through a guardrail, throws them literally through it and knocks the whole thing over. Uh, Will Hobbs power slams one of them through a table, breaks the table, puts it through a table, breaks it. Um, Brian Cage throws another one of them through that same guardrail, knocks it over, throws it back first to the guardrail, picks another guy up, and it was very similar to a WCW NWO attack from years ago, where NWO attacked everybody outside the arena, and Rey Mysterio flew out of nowhere from one of the trailer trucks, flew out and tried to attack. I believe it was Kevin Nash, tried to hurricane on him. Kevin Nash caught Rey Mysterio, basically called him somewhere bucket. They called him a lawn dart and lawn darted him, threw him as hard as he could up against the trailer, and Rey Mysterio's head bounced off of the trailer, side of the trailer. This is very similar to that. Um, Brian Cage did with this worker. His head bounced off in a very similar fashion to that Nitro happening from back in the day. So I thought that was really cool and interesting. I liked that whole beatdown segment. It looked really good. Very cool segment by Team Taz. I really think Team Taz really needs something like this because they need to be more dominant. They talk a big game, but then they kind of get showed up in matches. Um, I feel like they should be a little more dominant, a little bit more evil. A lot of times, they'll talk stuff and then try to attack and then just kind of run away like cowards. So I like this beatdown. It made them look more tough, a lot more physical. Maybe, in my opinion, made them put their money where their mouth was. It just showed them, that they are really aggressive in what they talk about, and they really will beat you up like they say they will. Um, yep. Taz said they're going to beat Darby and Sting in the street fight. And not other different words is what he used. But yeah. The next match we had, so I like that whole segment. That was good. Next match we had Dr. Britt Baker versus Shanna. Big fan of Shanna. Been a fan of her since I first seen her in AEW. She had a good match on Dark Tuesday night. I like her finisher, that Tiger 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 Dragon suplex she hits. Looks good. Tiger Dragon German suplex that she hit looks really good. I like her finishing move a lot. Um, Britt Baker, like I said, over the last since the pandemic and all, when she got hurt, even before she got hurt, when they turned her heel, she just been killing up his heel character, and her matches had gotten even better. She gotten better as a wrestler and a performer. Her character and all her facials and speaking and everything, and I like her weight room segments on Dark and on Dynamite last week or a couple weeks ago. Um, so I've gotten to be a really big fan of hers, Dr. Britt Baker, over the last several months. And I'm a big fan of Shane's as well. Thought it was a really good match. I really liked it. I thought it was one of the better women's AEW matches they've had in AEW for as far as women's matches. I liked the match, thought it was good, competitive. Shayna put up a good fight. I thought Shayna was going to get the win, surprisingly, but Britt Baker got the win and basically got it with her lockjaw submission. And Shayna tapped out after the match. Britt and her associate, her partner Rebel, kept attacking Shayna and hit a curb stomp. Britt Baker applied the lockjaw again. Thunder Rosa come out to make the save. Britt and Rebel ran away. And it finally said that Britt and Thunder Rosa will fight at Beach Break next week. So I'm kind of looking forward to the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match that got delayed and didn't happen, at the New Year's Bash. Um, so I'm glad that the match is going to finally happen. I love Thunder Rosa. It was great when she come out. I popped, I hollered, I screamed a little bit. I'm just a big fan of Thunder Rosa. I love her. She's awesome, beautiful, and a nice person and a great wrestler. I'm a big fan of hers. Fan of Britt Baker and Shayna's as well. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that match next week. I think it's going to be really good. Um, so it's good to see Thunder Rosa back in AEW. I wish she would sign full time with them for AEW. Uh, I've been saying it for weeks. I don't know why they just don't go ahead and sign her. They need to work out a deal. Even if it's just per little contract, she could still work for NWA and MLW, but just go ahead and sign her to AEW. Just might as well. She promotes them on her Twitter and her socials and talks about them nice on Twitter and socials and really acts like she loves the company and said in the interview she loves working with the company, loves working matches and doing stuff for AEW. So they just need to go ahead and sign her. She's a great wrestler and a really good person, and she's great to have in the locker room, in my opinion. Um, AEW really needs to sign Thunder Rosa for the women's division, and just she's just so talented. They just need to sign her immediately. So AEW, Tony Khan, do whatever you got to do, but sign Thunder Rosa, please, to AEW. Um, so after that match, said Britt Baker got the win over Shanna. Uh, Backstage in the locker room, MJF looked for Sammy. They talking. MJF said he didn't tell Warlow to attack him. Says he will never get involved in Sammy's matches again. Sammy says MJF is a great manipulator, but Sammy sees through him. MJF asks if he really wants to play it this way. Sammy said he's not playing. So this basically is disputing the animosity, fuel on the fire, putting more fuel on the fire between Sammy Guevara and MJF. Sammy's never liked MJF, and MJF, I don't think it was like Sammy. Um, I liked this whole stare down. It was good. I liked it. Whole little competition. It was good. I liked the Britt Baker match. It was good. And that what happened after that was good. Yep. So all that was good. I liked it. Uh, Commercial break. Back from commercial, we have Dasha Gonzalez uh, back in the back, and she's interviewing the Young Bucks and Good Brothers. Dasha looks beautiful as always. Hope to see her wrestle on that new AEW Women's Tournament that was just announced. Well, it just started recently. I hope she gets to compete in that. I'd like to see her wrestle again. She looked good in her match in the tag team tournament, the AEW tag team tournament that Evilise and Diamante won. Dasha interviewed the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers. Uh, Anderson said it's a Bullet Club party. Gallus said they're going to beat up John Moxley. Buck said they hope Callis doesn't get involved. Omega entered the picture and said he needs to talk to the Bucks. But Don Callis and who else, they all argued in the end of the segment. I thought Callis and Omega did a good job hitting the Young Bucks body, and the Good Brothers all did a good job in the segment. I liked it. Kenny and Cal continued showing their arrogance, and so did the Good Brothers, and I liked it. And so did the Young Bucks, man, the whole elite heel turn, and Young Bucks heelish. I liked it. Um, so I liked it. It was a good promo and everything. Good little talk, competition, whatever you want to call it. Um, so next we have the Young Bucks and all of Young Bucks and the Good Brothers versus the Dark Order. They all into the whole Dark Order showed up. Um, it was a good match. John Silver looked really good in this match. Again, he's really been standing out lately on Dark and on Dynamite. He's really showcasing. It seems like he's getting better and better every time he wrestles. Like I said, I love him on being the elite. He's really a character, not like a nice, funny guy. Got a really good sense of humor. He's strong, athletic, tough. Can take a hit, can take a beating. Sells good. Was very believable, but also very strong and muscular, and he's really stronger than he looks. I like his beard. Um, got a really cool look to him. Even though he's small, he makes it work. He's just really cool. Um, I thought the Young Bucks did a good job. I thought it was cool seeing the Good Bucks. I thought they did a good job. Um, I thought all the Dark Order looked good. So it was a good match. I liked it. Um, Stu Grayson got a bicycle kick that looked good. They even hit some cutters. Um, there were there were swantons attempted. Uh, Matt got that cool light suplex, double northern light suplex that he does. Uh, they actually hit a clothesline in the corner. Dark Order took over. Uh, did a double team. Good Brothers sent them outside. Matt hit a super kick and dived it outside. Then he hit Sylvan Reynolds. Uh, Nick Jackson and Carl Anderson hit a powerbomb on the apron. Bullet Club hit quadruple super kicks to Silver. Interrupted the 3 count when I thought it was over. Young Bucks hit the Melter driver on Stu Grace for the win. The Young Bucks and Good Brothers got the win. After the match, Matt Jackson said, "Whoever wins the battle royal at Beach Break will get a title shot." Bucks said they have inserted themselves to the battle royal, and if they win, they will hand pick their opponents. And they just kind of look over at the Good Brothers. So I thought that was cool. Ray Phoenix runs out, jumps over the ropes, and attacks. Gets his really good leaping kick in on one of the Jacksons, I think. Um, Moxley comes out to attack the Good Brothers. Kenny Omega tries to come up and attack Moxley, and he has got like a loaded boot or like that loaded like a brass knuckle or something loaded in his hair like powder or something. He was going to hit Moxley with, and Moxley turns around and sees him and fights him off and hits a huge, huge paradigm shift DDT on Kenny Omega. Punching him and man looked really good, looked really devastating and hard and heavy, and I liked it. Um, hit him with a lot of force. Um, so Moxley got one over on Kenny Omega. Yeah, and that's how the show ended. So like I said, this was a very good show. I really liked it. I'm gonna give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10 maybe. It was a really good show. I really liked it. All the matches were good. The promos and everything was good. Everything was kind of flowed and made sense. And I just liked it. Thought it was just a very good, entertaining show. Um, Yep. So just another solid, good as usual show from AEW. AEW put on another good show. Again, like I said, AEW even last week, AEW's never put on a bad show actually. So AEW is just as usual put on another good show. I really liked it. I'll give this show a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good show. I really liked it. So there you go. AEW 6.5 out of 10. And yes, it was better than NXT in my opinion. Uh, all right, so that's it for AEW.